Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Cass High School Athletic Complex and 2013 Cass Baseball presented by Mountain Dew. Today we have the rubber game of a three-game series between the visiting Gilmer Bobcats and the Cass Colonels as they are playing their opening series of the 2013 campaign in Region 7 Quad A South. The Bobcats are out on the field taking their pregame infield. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up and away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up and away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
Okay, we're getting set for the Colonels hosting the Gilmer Bobcats today. You see the Colonels in with a 7-5 record on the year. Gilmer in with a 9-3 season mark. Both teams at 1-1 in sub-region play. This will be the third game and final meeting of the two during the regular season here today. We'll take a few moments now and take a look at the standings for Region 7 Quad A as soon as we can find that graphic and get that up there for you. There we go. In 7 Quad A South, you see that River Ridge actually defeated Cedartown last night in the first of their three-game series, 1-0. So they have taken over the half-game lead in the sub-region standings in 7 Quad A South. Gilmer and Cass follow with one win apiece and one loss. And Pickens is playing a non-region doubleheader today in Jasper. They're hosting Chapel Hill. Cedartown and River Ridge are playing again today as well. On the north side, all three of those series pick back up again today with games scheduled for today and tomorrow. Northwest Whitfield Heritage and Dalton were the winners in game one of each of those three-game sets. And you see there Ridgeland, Lafayette, and Southeast Whitfield each dropped their first sub-region game. So that's a quick look at the region standings across 7 Quad A. And now I'd like to take a brief look at the upcoming schedule for the Colonels and talk a little bit about when we'll be on the air again with Play On. This is the final game in this three-game set, and then next week, while the Colonels are the odd team out as the other four sub-region schools take on one another in sub-region three-game series, the Colonels will be hosting Calhoun in a non-region game. They'll be playing Calhoun here on Monday of next week, and we'll try to have that broadcast for you with the first pitch at 5:55 and pregame at 5:40. The following week, it will be a three-game set with Pickens. That is followed by a three-game series with River Ridge, and then they'll close the regular season with a three-game set against the Cedartown Bulldogs. Gilmer continues to take their infield out on the field, so we'll take another timeout. We'll be back to take a look at the lineups for tonight's game right after these messages.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Back at Cass High School, where the Colonels are getting ready to take on the Gilmer Bobcats in Game 3 of a 3-game series between Cass and Gilmer. We want to thank our sponsors, our local Pepsi distributor, and their Kickstart and Mountain Dew products are our anchor sponsors for the 2013 season, as well as WYXC Radio and Liberty Tax Service in Cartersville. So we want to thank those sponsors, and we hope you'll stop by and thank them as well. Let's look at the starting lineups now. As we get those graphics ready, we'll look at the Bobcats lineup. Defensively, as you see it there on the field, their batting order will go this way. The shortstop, Marlon Hensley, will lead off, followed by second baseman Tucker Pluff. He will hit in the 2 spot. He is 5 for 9 with 3 runs scored and an RBI as he enters this 3rd game in the series. Colt Henderson will hit in the 3 spot and play center field. He's 1 for 4 in the series. Forrest Bramlett, who hit the 3-run home run in Game 1 on Tuesday, will catch and bat cleanup. He's at a 370 clip for the year. Sawyer Thompson will be in right field tonight. He is 3 for 6 in this series and their leading hitter with a 417 average. Nathan Bradley will be the designated hitter. He will hit for the pitcher Shane Dale. Chris James, a sophomore, will get his first start of the series. He'll be at first base. He's actually, I say his first start, he's been playing defensively, but this is the first game that he will be in the batting order. So James will be at first base, and he is only 0 for 3 on the year, so very limited at-bats for him at this point in the season. Chad Watkins will hit in the 8 spot and play left field, and Dalton Stevens will be playing third base for the Bobcats, and he will hit 9th. You see how they line up there defensively. Across the outfield, Chad Watkins. In left field, Colt Henderson. In center, Sawyer Thompson. In right field, Chris James will be at first. Tucker Pluff at second. Marlon Hensley at shortstop. Dalton Stevens will play third. Forrest Bramlett will be behind the plate, and Shane Dale will be the starting pitcher. He has thrown 13 innings so far this season with a 2-1 record. He'll be making his fourth appearance today, and he comes in with an ERA at 2.15. So that's a look at how Gilmer will line up today. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the Colonels lineup for today right after this.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
Okay, back at Cass High School, the coaches are meeting with the umpires at home plate. And very quickly, we want to take a look at how the Colonels will go today. Defensively, you see it there on the screen. We'll go through their batting order in just a second. Alex Yoslin will be out in left. Chris Morton in center. Hunter Bennett in right field. Across the infield, at first, Dylan Williams. Matt Brown will play at second base. Sam Ayers will play short. Hunter Southern at third. Chaz Wilson will do the catching. And Brandon Etheridge will be on the mound today for the Colonels. Let's see if we can't locate their batting order for today and run that up on the screen for you. There we go. Brandon Etheridge will lead it off. The pitcher, he's hitting 400 on the year, and he leads the team with 15 runs scored, followed by Sam Ayers, Chaz Wilson, Dylan Williams. Sam Russell will DH and hit for Matt Brown, followed by Alex Yoslin. And we're going to break for the national anthem. Okay, so we'll get our lineup back up there on the screen for you. Sorry about that. We wanted to obviously break for our national anthem there. Etheridge will lead it off and pitch. He's hitting 400 with 15 runs scored, leading the team in that category. Ayers will play shortstop. He's at a 382 clip and has 11 RBI. Chaz Wilson will catch and bat third. He's hitting 526 on the year and leads the team with 18 RBI. Dylan Williams will be at first base. He's hitting 286 with 6 RBI. Sam Russell will be the DH. Also at 286 and 8 RBI on the season, he hits for Matt Brown, who will play second base. Alex Yoslin will be out in left field. He's at a 237 clip with 4 doubles on the year, followed by Hunter Southern at third base. He scored 5 runs on the season. Hunter Bennett gets his first start. He has 1 at bat on the year. He'll be in right field, and Chris Morton will be in center field with a .419 on base percentage. So there's a look at your lineup. We're going to take one last break, and we'll be back with baseball in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
My phone. Okay, back at the Cass High School Athletic Complex. We're just about ready to go with some baseball as the Colonels will be taking on the Gilmer Bobcats. Brandon Etheridge taking his final warm-up tosses. And in just a moment, we'll be ready for some baseball. The Bobcats will send Marlon Hensley, Tucker Pluff, and Colt Henderson to the plate to face Brandon Etheridge here in the top of the first. Chilly day here and breezy, as I'm sure you could tell from our flag out in center field.
Leading off for the Bobcats, shortstop, number 10, Marlon Hensley.
Marlon Hensley steps in, the shortstop, senior, wearing number 10. He's hitting .308 on the year. He's 2 for 8 in this series. First pitch from Etheridge is hit on the ground out towards short. Sam Ayers is there, throws across, and on one pitch, there is one away. That'll bring up Tucker Pluff, the second baseman, hitting .324 for the season, 5 for 9 in this series. He scored 3 runs and has an RBI, so he's had a good series. Coach's son steps in there to face Brandon Etheridge. And the first pitch is fouled straight back over the screen. Glad you could join us for Cass High Baseball, presented by Mountain Dew. Colonels and Bobcats in the third game of a 3-game series. Curveball from Etheridge is right in there for a called strike 2. Colt Henderson, the center fielder, waits on deck. As Etheridge delivers, and there's called strike 3. So quickly, 2 down. And the center fielder, Colt Henderson, will step in. He's 1 for 4 in the series. He's walked 3 times. He's scored 3 runs. He does have an RBI. He's hitting .324 for the year. And the first pitch is up and in, a fastball that missed. Bright sunny day, but quite chilly and breezy. Another fastball from Etheridge, sails high. Forrest Bramlett, the Gilmer catcher, waits on deck. And Etheridge missed high again. So the count has run to 3-0. So after 2 quick outs, now he's gone 3-0 on the 3-hitter. Henderson steps back in, and the pitch from Etheridge is a called strike at the knees. Cass won the first matchup on Tuesday, 5-3. Then Gilmer won last night, 7-2. And that one's fouled back off the mask of our home plate umpire for strike number 2. So Chaz Wilson will go visit with his pitcher. A little baseball etiquette there. Give the home plate umpire just a second to recover. And in just a moment, Henderson will step back in there to see a 3-2 pitch. We're just underway in the top of the first. And the curveball from Etheridge is hit in the air down the right side, but it's going to drift foul. And actually hits on top of the batting cage down there.
I got it.
So we'll reset, and we'll see another 3-2 pitch from the Cass Jr. And it's a curveball that froze the hitter for strike number 3. So nothing doing for the Bobcats in the top of the first. No score, and the Colonels coming to bat. We'll be back with more baseball right after these. Okay, starting pitcher Brandon Etheridge for the Colonels retired the Bobcats 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Now the Colonels will come to the plate in their half of the first inning. They will send Brandon Etheridge, Sam Ayers, and Chaz Wilson to the plate to face Shane Dale, the starter for Gilmer. As we mentioned earlier, Dale, 13 innings pitched on the season. He's 2-1. With a 2.15 ERA. This will be his 4th appearance of the season. Our next broadcast will be next Monday from right here at the Cass High School Athletic Complex as the Colonels will host perennial AA power Calhoun in a non-region contest. Hope you'll join us for that one. So Brandon Etheridge, the starting pitcher in this one, will step to the plate and face his counterpart, Shane Dale, as we get the bottom of the first underway. First pitch to Etheridge is fouled down the left side. A lot of foul territory here at Cass. The left fielder, Watkins, chases it over there but can't quite get there. So it's just a long strike. Etheridge hitting an even .400 on the season. 3 doubles, 5 RBI, and there's another base hit as he hits it sharply through the right side. So a good start to the Colonels' half of the first inning. A single into right field by Brandon Etheridge. And that brings up the senior shortstop, Sam Ayers. Ayers steps in, hitting .382 on the year with 11 RBI. 4 extra base hits. Etheridge takes his lead. Ayers squares as if to bunt, but takes it up and away for ball 1. Throw over to check on Etheridge, but he's back easily. So Ayers digs in to face Shane Dale. And the pitch is low and away. Catcher Chaz Wilson waits on deck. So Dale working from the stretch. Takes his sign, and we get a timeout called by Ayers at the plate. As we've mentioned several times now, it's quite breezy out there, so a little dust flying around gets in the eye, and you take a quick timeout. 2-0 pitch now from Dale. It's hit on the ground out toward first, and it's through into right field. Etheridge round second. He'll head to third, and it looks like runners will be on the corners now for Chaz Wilson. So a little ground ball through the right side just past the first baseman, James, makes its way into right field, and Etheridge is able to round second and make his way to third. So nobody out and runners on the corners for catcher and senior Chaz Wilson. 20 for 38 on the year. He's hitting .526. And the first pitch is a curveball that he watched for a strike. A good pitch there by Shane Dale. Another curveball that missed away. So the Colonels were successful in the first inning last night, but that was all she wrote for Cass. They scored 2 runs in their half of the first inning and then did not score again. Trying to do something similar here. They throw behind Ayers, but he's back safely. So a couple of singles here into right field, Etheridge and then Ayers. Still nobody out, and Wilson at the plate. And he sees a fastball that caught the outside corner for strike number 2. Next pitch to Wilson, missed low and away. They're stealing on the play, and the ball goes through into center field. So it's a throwing error. Now it gets by the center fielder. Now Sam Ayers is going to try to score all the way from first on the steal attempt, and he's going to make it 2 errors on the play. A throwing error by the catcher that got away, and in fact, we're going to recant that. It will only be 1 error because it was a stolen base for Ayers. But in fact, I'll have to think about that one because the error on the catcher allowed the runner to score from third, and then the error by the center fielder allowed the run to score from first. So it's really 2 errors on the play. So I was right the first time. So Ayers still second, but there was an error on the play that allowed Etheridge to score from third. That error's on the catcher. And then when the center fielder missed the ball in center field backing it up, there was an error on the center fielder. So Cass is broken on top 2-0. And there's a ground ball hit in the hole. The shortstop knocks it down, but he won't get Wilson. And he stumbles rounding first, where he ran in and collided with the first baseman. And they're actually asking if there was interference on that play. But it will be a base hit for Wilson. And the Colonels have gone on top 2-0 on 3 straight ground ball hits. Nice backhand play by Hensley, but I don't think he would have thrown him out anyway. And now we'll get a courtesy runner for Wilson, who is catching today. That'll be Caleb Black. And that brings Dylan Williams, playing first base today, to the plate. And he looks at a fastball that missed outside. They throw over to check on Black. He dives back in. So the Colonels with 3 straight hits, but Gilmer has helped in the Colonels' cause as they've broken on top here 2-0. And Dylan Williams sees a fastball at the knees for a strike. Curveball that he just drilled into the left center field gap, and it's up against the wall. Caleb Black is going to score all the way from first, and Dylan Williams is going to stride into second base with an RBI double. He just hit a rope against the left center field fence out there where it has Colonels written across the fence. So the courtesy runner for Wilson, Black, scores on the play. And Williams stands at second, still nobody out. And it's a fastball at the knees to Sam Russell for a strike. Don't go anywhere, folks. It started this way last night also. But it is an encouraging start for the Colonels. Bunt attempt by Russell fouled off at the plate. And the count has gone to 0-2. Russell hitting .286 on the year, fouls the next pitch back. And I mentioned in the broadcast last night that he's had a knack for 2-out RBI, and he does. He has 4 2-out RBI this year. That trails only Wilson, who has 6. There's a ground ball hit out toward third, fielded there. Now they throw across. Dylan Williams is going to take third because nobody's covering the base. So the ground ball to third retires Russell. But Williams is able to move up a base, 90 feet, and he stands at third with 1 out. And Alex Yoslin will come to the plate. Yoslin comes into this one hitting .237. Gilmer brings the infield in on the grass. And Yoslin takes a fastball high. One-0 pitch. Catches the outside edge, and there's your first strike. Count even now at 1-1. Cass is broken on top, 3-0 in the bottom of the first. 1 out in the inning. Yoslin just hit a rope toward the same spot where Williams hit it. Not quite as deep, but it will drive in a run. So a nice piece of hitting there by Yoslin. RBI single. And the Colonels are up 4-0, and now we'll get a visit to the mound by the Gilmer staff, and Coach Adam Williams will take advantage of that to have a chat with his hitter. We will take advantage of that to give you an idea of how you can follow the Colonels on social media all year long. We're on Facebook at Cass High School Baseball, on Twitter at Cass Baseball, and the website is cassbaseball.net. So the Colonels on social media, lots of ways to keep up with what's going on with the Colonels. Hunter Southern steps in. Yoslin off and running, and he's going to be out at second by about 2 steps. So Yoslin now, he does have 3 stolen bases on the year, but he's been thrown out 4 times. Next one is a little looping ground ball over toward third. They throw across for the out. And the inning will come to a close. But the Colonels score 4 times in the inning, and they've broken on top here as we move to the top of the second. It's Cass 4, Gilmer nothing. I'm sorry, it is 5-0. I apologize, folks. A little confusion here. It is 4-0 as we move to the second.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Okay, the Colonels break on top 4-0. They did have 5 hits in the inning. Gilmer contributed with a couple of errors, both errors on the same play on the stolen base attempt by Sam Ayers that allowed Etheridge to score when the ball was thrown wildly down to second, and then when the center fielder tried to back it up, he missed it, and Ayers came all the way around from first to score on a stolen base attempt at second. All right, we're ready to go to the top of the second here. Forrest Bramlett, the catcher, steps in. As we mentioned earlier, he hit the 3-run home run on Tuesday night that accounted for all 3 Gilmer runs in a 5-3 loss. That's his only hit in this series. He's walked 3 times. One of those was intentional last night. But he is hitting .370 on the year. Next pitch by Etheridge is up and in. So the count has gone to 1-1 to the Bobcats. Catcher. Curveball. Missed down and away. Sawyer Thompson, the right fielder, waits on deck. Gilmer in their black jerseys today, purple trim and gray pants. There's a fastball that looked pretty good, but it must have missed just outside. So the count to the big right-handed hitter has gone to 3-1. And he lost him. He walked him on 5 pitches. So we'll get a courtesy runner out there for the catcher. That's number 14, Woodall. Kyle Woodall will come in to run for Bramlett. Sawyer Thompson, 3 RBI in this series. He's hitting .500. He's 3 for 6. He is their leading hitter on the season at .417. And Etheridge having a little trouble finding the strike zone now. That one missed low. And that one's hit in the air, out toward right field, and it looks like it's going to reach the gap. And it's out of here. That ball just kept traveling. And off the bat, I did not think that had a chance to be a home run, but it just kept going, and it's out of here. So Sawyer Thompson continues to stay hot. He now has 5 RBI in this series, and they cut the Cass lead in half. Nathan Bradley, the designated hitter, steps in. And the curveball from Etheridge missed low and away. So Cass broke on top with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, but now Gilmer has answered with a 2-run homer here, and still nobody out in the top of the second. Called strike over the inside corner. And then that one's fouled straight back against the screen. So the first hit off Etheridge was a long one. A 2-run blast that cuts the Cass lead to 4-2. Another curveball that caught the outside corner, and that is going to be strike number 3. So a nice recovery there by Etheridge to come right back and get the next hitter on strikes. And that'll bring up the first baseman, sophomore Chris James, getting his first start at the plate in this series. He's been playing first base. And he sees a fastball that he swings at and misses. Only 3 at-bats on the year. He's looking for his first hit of the season. Another fastball right at the letters, and he swung right through it. So Etheridge working fairly quickly, ahead 0-2 to the Bobcats' first baseman. And there's a fastball that they teased the outside corner. Wilson tried to frame it for a strike, but it's off the edge. And the count has gone to 1-2. Curveball, he swings at and misses. Nice curve there by Etheridge. And it's his second strikeout of the inning and 4th of the game. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter in the order, the left fielder, Chad Watkins, a freshman who is 0 for 5 in the series. He's hitting .263 on the year, though, and he fouls the first pitch out into the parking lot over the right side. Glad you could join us for Cass Baseball on the PlayOnSports.com network and on GHSA.TV portal. They asked for help to see if he made a swing attempt at that pitch. They say no down at first. So the count is now even at 1-1. Cass leading at 4-2 as Gilmer bats in the top of the second. Cass with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, and Gilmer with a 2-run home run off the bat of Sawyer Thompson to cut the lead in half. 2 outs now. And Etheridge paints the outside corner for a called strike. And there is strike number 3 at the knees. So after he gives up the walk and a 2-run homer, he comes back to strike out the side. But Gilmer cuts the Colonels' lead to 4-2 as they come to bat in the bottom of the second. We'll be back with the Colonels' half of the second inning right after this. Cass Baseball presented by Mountain Dew and our local Pepsi distributor. Colonels with 4 runs in their half of the first inning lead it 4-2 here as they come to bat in the second. Hunter Bennett at the plate, hits the first pitch he sees right back through the middle for the Colonels' 6th hit of this contest. So a fastball to Bennett, and he hit it right back where it came from, right back through the middle for a base hit. That'll bring up Chris Morton, playing center field today. Normally in right field, but today in center field because the normal center fielder, Etheridge, is on the mound. First pitch is up and in. Ran his hand up the bat as if to bunt, but took it for a ball. Colonels with 6 hits now off Shane Dale, and we're only in the second inning. You throw over to first to check on Bennett. He's back safely. So it is the third game of a 3-game series, so you get to see the opposing team's full pitching staff in these 3-game sets. So you would think that the run totals would be a little higher later in the week in these 3-game sets. They throw over to Bennett again to check on him, and he slides back in safely. So Morton steps back in to look at a 2-0 pitch from Shane Dale. And he looked as though he was going to bunt again, but he took another one low. And the count is 3-0, the top of the order, and Brandon Etheridge waits on deck. Morton hitting only 194 on the year, but he has an on-base percentage of well over 400, and there you go. He walks again. So he does his job, gets on base, and now that brings up the top of the Colonel's order and the pitcher, Brandon Etheridge, who singled in his first time at the plate. So with runners now at first and second, Etheridge steps in. Dale comes set, and Etheridge bunts it foul. Cass leading it 4-2 as they bat here in the bottom of the second. Dale again working from the stretch, and he almost hit him. Missed way inside. Etheridge over the 400 mark now for the year. He came into the game hitting an even 400, and he had a hit in his first trip to the plate. They throw back to second. But Hunter Bennett slides in safely. And we'll look at the 1-1 pitch again. Etheridge squares again. Now they throw behind him. Bennett's going to try to take third, and he's in there. Much to the delight of the Colonel fans. So catcher Forrest Bramlett tried to throw behind Bennett, and he just stole third. But a 1-2 pitch is now due to Brandon Etheridge with runners at the corners. Curveball, and he hit it on the ground over there toward the first baseman. He missed it. And we're going to have a play at the plate, but he's in there. So Bennett slides in safely at the plate. As he was coming hard, the first baseman out there, Chris James, tried to barehand it for some reason and booted it. And it ended up in a Cass run. Chris Morton stayed at second on the play. Sam Ayers steps in now. And again, he shows bunt. And it's called a strike. Cass with another run here. Now leading it 5-2. Curveball sailed high. So the count has gone to 1-1. That one's foul tipped into the mitt of Bramlett. So that's the third error of the game on the Bobcats. And Ayers fouls another one off. The on-deck hitter, Chaz Wilson, tosses that foul ball into the dugout. It must have damaged the ball there. It went right off the end of Ayers' bat. Curveball is swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, Bramlett, for strike 3. So 1 out in the inning now, and that brings up Chaz Wilson. He had an infield hit. He hit it in the 5-6 hole. The shortstop, Hensley, backhanded it, unable to get him out. Back in the first. And he's seeing a steady diet of curveballs. That one's called a strike. But they got a fastball by him that time. He fouled it back to the screen. The on-deck hitter, Dylan Williams, retrieves that foul tip. And now Wilson, down 0-2 in the count, will step back in to face Shane Dale. It's a fastball outside. And that one is in the dirt, and the runners are going to move up. So the count has gone to 2-2, and the wild pitch allows the 2 runners to move up. Morton moves over to third. Etheridge to second. And now Wilson, with 2 runners in scoring position, digs back in to face Shane Dale. And it's a curveball. He hit foul off the hand of Cass coach Adam Williams. He tried to field it. So we'll reset everything, and another 2-2 pitch to Wilson is a curveball. He fouls up the right side. Cass with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, and they've scored a run here for their 5. Gilmer with a 2-run homer by Sawyer Thompson in the top of the second. And Wilson just fouled another one down the first base line. That's picked up out there by the first baseman, Chris James, before it can bounce back fair. So everyone will make their way back to their respective bases, and Wilson will make his way back to the plate. And here's another 2-2 pitch. And he just hit it in the air out toward the left center field wall. It's going to be caught, but it will be deep enough to score a run. So it's a sacrifice fly and drives in the Colonel's 6th run of the game. So Etheridge has to hold at second on the play, but it does score a run. And now Dylan Williams will step in with 2 outs. And he swings and misses at the fastball at the knees. Next one is fouled back into the parking lot. So Shane Dale has worked his way to an 0-2 count here, facing Dylan Williams. Williams was the winning pitcher on Tuesday. Dale bluffs towards second, but no one's covering. So Etheridge not going anywhere. There's a fastball high. Now Etheridge is going to take third. So now, with Etheridge moving up 90 feet, several additional ways to score from that position. But now Dylan Williams hits it high and foul back behind first. And the first baseman, Chris James, just made a nice play out there. A diving catch that will bring this half inning to an end. So a pop fly in foul territory will retire Dylan Williams. A really nice play there by the first baseman, James. But the Colonels do come up with 2 runs in the inning, and we'll go to the third with the Colonels leading the Bobcats 6-2.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Cass has taken a 6-2 lead, 6 runs on 6 hits for the Colonels, 2 runs on that 2-run home run, and 3 errors by the Bobcats. They will send the number 9 hitter, Dalton Stevens, the third baseman, to lead off the third inning, and then they'll be back to the top of the order in Marlon Hensley and Tucker Pluff. So Brandon Etheridge taking his final couple of warm-up tosses. We'll get the long throw down to second by Chaz Wilson. And in just a moment, we'll see Dalton Stevens, the freshman third baseman for Gilmer, step in. Gilmer hitting a team average of .305, which is really, really good. That's their season team average. Cass, in contrast, hitting .271 as a team on the year. First pitch from Etheridge to Stevens is a strike at the knees. And the next one is hit on a line out there toward Hunter Bennett, and he misjudged it. Went over his head all the way to the wall. And it will be a double. A misjudged double for the Bobcats. So that brings up the top of the order, Marlon Hensley. Etheridge now working from the stretch. Curveball right in there for a strike at the knees. Etheridge takes his time, throws another curveball, and they say that one missed. So Stevens takes his lead down at second. Etheridge looks in for his sign, throws a fastball that's fouled away over the screen. Gilmer batting in the top half of the third. Cass leading it 6-2 in the early going. Game 3 of a 3-game series. Each team has won one game apiece. Swung on and missed. Then Wilson blocked it, but then threw poorly to first, and that will be an error on the Cass catcher. So he did a good job of blocking the pitch in the dirt on strike 3, but then his throw down to first is in the dirt to Dylan Williams, who couldn't come up with it. And the Colonels are helping the Bobcats here in the third. And there's a line drive hit that's going to drive in a run. So that will bring out the Cass pitching coach, Kyle Clayton, to have a word with his pitcher, Brandon Etheridge. As again, the Bobcats have cut the Colonels' lead in half with another run here in the third. So it's a brief visit. And that'll bring up Tucker Pluff. I'm sorry, brings up Colt Henderson. That was Pluff that just singled into right. First pitch to Henderson is a called strike at the knees with a breaking pitch. Another curveball they say he swung at. So there's strike number 2. Bramlett, the catcher, waits on deck. Another curveball right through there. Called strike 3, and it was a sharp, snapping curveball that caught Henderson looking. So there's one out in the inning. Forrest Bramlett, the catcher, comes to the plate. Runners at first and second. That one missed low. Bramlett, a .370 hitter on the year. Good stick here. Looks at a fastball that missed on the inside edge. So the count has gone to 2-0. Another breaking ball catches the outside corner, much to the dismay of Bramlett, who didn't like the call. But he'll dig back in for the 2-1 offering. Breaking pitch that caught the inside edge this time for a called strike. So the count's at 2-2, one out in the inning. The Bobcats with runners at first and second. They've already plated a run here. There's a curveball, hit out toward third, fielded by Southern. He throws to second in time, but the ball's dropped out there. So I don't know if the sun bothered the second baseman or not, but the Colonels have made a couple of errors here in this inning and still have only one out. So a nice pick there by Hunter Southern to catch that ball, but when he fires over to Brown at second for the force play, the ball was dropped. So all hands are safe. And trouble is brewing here in the top of the third. One out, and now the base is loaded. Breaking pitch missed high. This is Sawyer Thompson, who's the leading hitter on the Bobcats club. They asked for help on that particular call to see if Thompson made a cut, and they say he held up. So the count has gone to 2-0, and now 3-0 as he misses down and in. So a dangerous spot here for the Colonels. Bases loaded in a 3-0 count to the Bobcats' top hitter of the season thus far. But he gets the green light on the 3-0 pitch and swings through it for strike number one. Nathan Bradley, the designated hitter, waits on deck. But Thompson takes a pitch low for ball four, and that will drive in a run. So that comfortable 6-2 lead was short-lived as Gilmer comes right back with 2 runs already in this inning and still threatening. Junior designated hitter Nathan Bradley steps in and takes a curveball for a strike. Etheridge working from the windup now. Gets called strike 2 over the outside edge. So an 0-2 delivery upcoming, and it's up and in. And the count's at 1-2. And a curveball is fouled off at the plate. Back to the screen.
Wet. Careful. Careful of the pace. Wet. What are you doing? Mallory, put the clothes on.
So Etheridge winds and delivers curveball that missed inside. Pretty close there. But now the count has gone to 2-2. Bases still loaded. Only 1 out in the inning. A ground ball double play would be nice here. And there's strike 3 over the outside corner with a fastball at the knees. So 2 away now, and that brings up first baseman Chris James. James struck out swinging his first time. And a curveball bounced up there. Wilson blocked it to keep it in front. Another fastball that's low. No place to put him. 2-0 now. to the sophomore first baseman, Chris James. There's a strike at the knees. James steps back in, swings and misses for strike two. So 2 outs in the inning, and Etheridge working from the windup here with the bases loaded. Delivers the 2-2 pitch, and it's called strike three. So that will shut down the inning, but the Bobcats strike for 2 more runs. They did have 2 hits in the inning. There were a couple of errors, and they leave the bases loaded. As we move to the bottom of the third now, Cass leads Gilmer 6-4. Back at the Cass High School Athletic Complex, where the Colonels will come to the plate in the bottom of the third. They lead the Gilmer Bobcats 6-4. This is game 3 of a 3-game series between these two in 7 Quad A South, the opening week of 7 Quad A South games. These two split, Cass winning here on Tuesday 5-3. They lost last night in Ellijay 7-2. 6-4 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the third and send the designated hitter, Sam Russell, to the plate. He looks at a fastball that missed inside. Shane Dell, the pitcher for Gilmer, working his third inning. He was the starter. Sam Russell hits it in the air out to left field. The left fielder, Watkins, is underneath it for out number 1. That brings up Alex Yoslin, the Colonel's left fielder. Yoslin singled to center field in his first appearance at the plate today. Dale had a curveball get away from him there high for ball 1. Glad you could join us today for Cass Baseball presented by Mountain Dew. Another fastball high. We also want to welcome our other sponsors, Liberty Tax Service and WYXC Radio. We welcome them to our broadcast. Third straight fastball. Second straight fastball. The first one was a curve. They've all missed high. Yoslin digs back in, and we'll see a 3-0 pitch. That is ball 4. So Yoslin coaxes a walk. That'll bring up Hunter Southern. Southern grounded out to third his first time. They throw over to check on Yoslin. He's back safely. Hunter Bennett waits on deck for the Colonels. Fastball's inside. So the count 1-0 now to the Colonels' third baseman. Dale comes set. and delivers a fastball about belt high for a called strike over the inside corner. Cass with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second. Gilmer with 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Throw over to first again to check on Yoslin. He's back safely, standing up. Breezy, chilly day at the Cass Athletic Complex, but bright sunshine as Southern looks at ball 2. The 2-1 pitch is a called strike at the belt. So the Bobcats pitcher Shane Dale has worked his way back even in this count at 2-2 as Yoslin leads from first. Curveball missed inside, and the count has gone full. So a 3-2 delivery awaits Hunter Southern, and he hit it right back up through the middle, backhanded but unable to field it, and a really difficult play there, so we'll score it an infield hit. Little ground ball in the middle that the second baseman and shortstop converged on. Hensley tried to backhand it, but he was unable to come up with it cleanly, and it will be an infield hit for Hunter Southern. That brings up Hunter Bennett, who looks at a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. Cass leads it 6-4 as they bat in their half of the third. Next one is fouled off at the plate. So Bennett now in an 0-2 hole. Looks down toward third for a sign from his head coach, Adam Williams. Shane Dale comes set. Throws a curveball, and it's bounced over his head out towards second, almost in the same spot. They throw across to first, but not in time. And it's another infield hit. So a little chopper that went over the head of the pitcher, fielded cleanly by the shortstop. He throws to first, and on a bang-bang play, Bennett's in there safely with an infield hit. So both of those balls were hit in almost an identical spot, and they both result in infield hits. And it brings up Chris Morton with the bases loaded. And the first pitch he sees from Shane Dale is a curveball for a strike. Fastball drilled by Morton, but it's going to be foul down the left field line. So he hit it on a rope, but just foul over third. So the good news is he hit it hard. The bad news is he's down 0-2 in the count. So Morton will step back in there. He walked his first time. He's down 0-2 in the count this time. And it's a fastball high. Leadoff hitter and today's pitcher, Brandon Etheridge, waits on deck. Curveball fouled away at the plate. So all runners will return to their bases. Yoslin leads from third, Southern leads from second, and Bennett from first. And it's a curveball, again fouled away at the plate. Colonels now with 8 hits off this pitcher, Shane Dale, as they bat here with 1 out in the 3rd. Dale has struck out 1. He's walked 2. There's another curveball that's fouled away. So the battle continues. So Shane Dale working from the stretch. Sails a fastball high. So the count is now even at 2-2. Curveball hit on the ground out toward 3rd. Bobbled there by the 3rd baseman. He throws across wildly, and we're going to see some runs here. It's going to score 3 as the ball went all the way down into the right field corner. So the 3rd baseman bobbled it when he fielded it, then threw wildly, and it allowed all the base runners to score and Morton to make his way all the way around to 3rd. So it's another Gilmer error, and a big one. So Brandon Etheridge steps in there and looks at the first pitch for a ball. And that one sailed up and away as well, so it's 2-0 now to the Colonels pitcher. Cass has taken a 9-4 lead. Another pitch up and away. So quickly it's 3-0 to Brandon Etheridge. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled to right field and reached on an error. So a brief timeout there as Bramlett goes out to talk with his pitcher. Etheridge digs back in and sees a fastball that's up and away for ball 4. So Etheridge draws a walk, and now we'll see Coach Pluff again. And it looks like we'll see some changes. So we'll try to figure those out. But in the meantime, we'll take a timeout. We'll be back to try to fill you in on the defensive changes for Gilmer right after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
Okay, folks, we're still working on these defensive changes for Gilmer County, so while their pitcher takes his warm-ups, we'll take one more quick break, and we'll try to fill you in as soon as we get back.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Okay, we think we have it figured out, but we're ready for action nonetheless. The new pitcher is Watkins, Chad Watkins, and he throws over to first to check on the runner. That's Brandon Etheridge taking his lead. Apologize. Yeah, it is. It's Etheridge, and he, on a delayed steal, will take second. Thought they might have had a courtesy runner in there for him, but he's running for himself. As Sam Ayers steps in, and we'll see a 1-0 pitch. And he hits it hard down the right side off the batting cage building for strike number 1. So Ayers steps back in there. Curveball. Missed outside. So this is Chad Watkins, who was in left field, a freshman pitcher. And he missed outside. So Cass has taken a 9-4 lead over the Bobcats, and they bat here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. And it looks like now they're going to go ahead and intentionally pass Sam Ayers. So they'll grant Ayers first base on the intentional walk, and that will bring up the Colonel's catcher, Chaz Wilson. Wilson singled in the first and had a sacrifice fly in his second at bat in the second inning. Batting for the 3rd time here in the 3rd, the top of the order, up for their 3rd trips to the plate today. So Wilson steps in with the bases loaded, and the first pitch to him bounced up there for a ball. Bases full of Colonels as they bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. And they bounced it up there again. Cass Baseball presented by Mountain Dew. On the Play On Sports Network and GHSA.TV. There's a fastball strike about belt high over the outside corner. So the count has gone to 2-1 to the Colonel Senior catching today. There's ball 3. So Morton leads from 3rd, Etheridge from 2nd, and Sam Ayers from 1st, as Chaz Wilson steps back in to look at a 3-1 pitch from Chad Watkins. But he steps back off of the rubber. So Wilson will dig in and we'll try again. 3-1 pitch. Missed low for ball 4, and that will drive in a run. So Wilson's second RBI of the game gives him 20 on the year. And his courtesy runner will be Caleb Black. So the cleanup hitter and first baseman today, Dylan Williams, steps in, and he hits a ground ball chopped back up the middle through into center field for a hit, and it will score 2. So a high chopping ground ball right back up the middle will plate a couple of runs as both Etheridge and Ayers score on the play. Black held up at second, and the Colonels have taken a 12-4 lead with 6 runs here in the third. First pitch to Sam Russell misses low. One out in the inning, runners at first and second, and the Colonels' designated hitter at the plate. And he lined it sharply into right field. And they're going to wave Black. He slides at the plate, and he's in there safely. And Russell will advance to second on the throw to the plate. So the RBI single scores Caleb Black from second base for the Colonels' 13th run of the game. Alex Yoslin will step in now with 2 more runners in scoring position. Still only 1 out. Curveball catches the knees over the outside edge for a called strike. That one bounced up there. And the count is even at 1-1. Yoslin has singled to center and walked. But he looks at a fastball there for a strike. And he's behind 1-2. And the next one is a curveball, fouled back against the screen. So Yoslin digs back in, and pitcher Chad Watkins takes his sign, delivers, and Yoslin fouled off a fastball. Next one is fouled away as well. So the parking lot getting a workout here in the third inning. Next one is hit on the ground, foul, past third. So we'll reset as they gather some baseballs. And Yoslin steps back in. Fastball's outside. So a 2-2 pitch upcoming from the Bobcats freshman pitcher. And it's a called strike over the outside corner for strike number 3 and out number 2. That'll bring up Hunter Southern, the third baseman. Hunter grounded out to third and singled an infield hit back through the middle in his 2 appearances at the plate. And he looks at a ball down and away for ball 1. Runners at second and third. 2 outs now in the inning. Another fastball that missed outside. Cass with 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and now 7 here in the third. They've broken on top 13-4. Next one is fouled up the right side, past first, and it'll roll down the warning track into the right field corner. And they bring out a new batch of baseballs. So the Cass third baseman steps back in there with the count at 2-1. And he swings and misses a fastball at the knees. So here's the 2-2 pitch from Watkins, and it's hit on the ground up the middle, fielded out there by the shortstop. He throws across to first, and that is going to bring the third inning to a close. But the Colonels do strike for 7 runs in their half of the third inning, and we'll move to the fourth inning with Cass leading Gilmer 13-4.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot at this.
Okay, the Colonels leading it here 13-4 as we move to the top of the fourth inning. Brandon Etheridge will come back out. He was the starting pitcher in this one, and he will now work here in the top of the fourth. Throw down to second. They'll flip it around the infield, and we'll be ready for Etheridge to face what is now his pitching counterpart, Chad Watkins. He started the game out in left field. He's the number 8 hitter. He'll be followed by Dalton Stevens, and then the top of the order, and Marlon Hensley, unless we see some changes. So Etheridge has not been on the mound in a while. So we'll see how he responds to that long wait before coming back out to pitch. His first pitch was a ball high, and now this one is fouled off. And the count is at 1-1. Curveball from Etheridge, missed high. Watkins struck out looking his first time at the plate. And here's the 2-1 pitch. It's up and in. So the count has gone to 3-1 to the Gilmer freshman. Watkins entered the game hitting .263 for the year. He's 0 for 6 in the series. And he should be 0 for 7 as he pops up over to third. Hunter Southern is there to make the catch, and there is out number 1. So 1 out in the inning, and it brings up the number 9 hitter, Dalton Stevens, playing third base in this one. He doubled to right field his first time up for his first hit in this series, and he's got another one as he lines that one into left field. So that's the 4th hit off Etheridge, and brings up the top of the order for the Bobcats. Shortstop Marlon Hensley. Curveball missed inside. So Stevens will take his lead down at first. Cass first baseman Dylan Williams holds him there. Another curveball, and this time it did catch the inside corner. So the count's even at 1-1. Throw over to first, and they may have gotten him, and they did. So they caught Stevens taking an extra step down at first, and Etheridge picked him off. So 2 outs now as Hensley steps back in to see a 1-1 pitch from Etheridge, who will now be able to work from the windup. And they say that curveball missed high. Fastball hit straight up in the air. Wilson can't find it right away. Etheridge chases it over to the warning track and made a nice play, catching it just short of the screen for out number 3. So it went straight up in the air back between home plate and the Cass dugout. Wilson did not find it right away, and Etheridge came all the way in from the mound to make the catch for out number 3. So nothing doing for the Bobcats in the top of the 4th. And the Colonels will come to the plate for their half of the 4th inning, leading it 13-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
Back at the Cass High School Athletic Complex, where the Colonels in Game 3 of a 3-game series with the Gilmer Bobcats lead it as we go to the bottom of the 4th, 13-4. Chad Watkins, who came on in relief last inning for the Bobcats, is back out on the mound again here in the 4th. He'll face Hunter Bennett, Chris Morton, and the top of the order, Brandon Etheridge. So Bennett's 2 for 2 in his first start of the year. But on the first pitch, he grounds it out to Hensley at short, who throws across for the first out. So 1 pitch and 1 out, and that'll bring up Chris Morton. So Cass broke on top 4-0 in the bottom of the first. A 2-run homer by Sawyer Thompson cut it to 4-2. Then Cass added 2 more in the bottom of the second. Gilmer answered with 2 of their own in the top of the third, but then Cass, with 7 runs in the bottom of the third, have taken a 9-run lead. First pitch to Morton. He offered to bunt. It's called a strike. And the next one misses low. So the Colonels bat here in the bottom of the fourth, up 13-4. Cass baseball tonight presented by Mountain Dew. Curveball must have missed inside. And here's the 2-1 pitch to the Colonels' sophomore outfielder, and it's called strike over the inside edge. Morton, the number 9 hitter in the order, has walked and reached on an error. He hit that one up in the air over the right side, foul. So he'll dig back in to face Chad Watkins and a 2-2 pitch. And he popped it in the air back behind second base. The right fielder comes in, and he makes the catch. That's Shane Dell, who was the starting pitcher for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down at the bottom of the Colonel's order, and now the top of the order, Brandon Etheridge comes to the plate. He has singled, reached on an error, and walked. First pitch is a ball. And now he rolls over the top of one. Foul out toward Coach Gaddy down at first base. So Etheridge takes a practice swing or two and then steps back in for this 1-1 pitch from Chad Watkins. It's low for a ball. Our next broadcast will be next Monday from right here at the Cass Athletic Complex, as the Colonels will host AA Perennial Power Calhoun in a non-region contest for both teams. That'll be the only game scheduled for the Colonels next week. Then they will play a 3-game series with Pickens the following week. 2 of those games at home, 1 away. Fastball hit in the air over third, out toward left field. Left fielder coming on quickly, and Woodall is there to make the catch and the third out. So Etheridge flies out to Woodall in left field, and the Colonels fail to score for the first half inning of this game. But as we move to the top of the 5th, the Colonels lead the Bobcats 13-4. Back at the Cass High School Athletic Complex, Colonels leading the Gilmer Bobcats 13-4. Third game of this 3-game set between the Colonels and the Bobcats. Cass won game 1 on Tuesday 5-3. They lost last evening at Gilmer 7-2, but they've opened this one up with a 9-run lead, 13-4, as we move to the top of the 5th. Tucker Pluff will lead it off for the Bobcats in the 5th inning. Cass starter Brandon Etheridge still in there. Curveball is a strike. Not sure what happened there. They say he offered and swung. So it's strike number 2. Now Wilson, the catcher, wants to have a word with his junior pitcher. Through 4 innings, Etheridge with 9 strikeouts. He's given up 4 hits and a pair of walks. Pluff struck out looking his first at bat and then singled to right field in his second plate appearance. And on that one, they want to know if he swung that time again. And they say no. Pitch very close to being on the inside corner. So a 1-2 pitch now from Brandon Etheridge is a curveball that bounced up there for ball 2. Etheridge takes his sign from his catcher Wilson and bounced a fastball up there for ball 3. Colt Henderson, senior center fielder, waits on deck for Gilmer. Etheridge working from the windup, throws a curveball that they're going to say missed for ball 4. So the strike zone moving around a little bit on the Colonels there. And the walk sends Pluff down to first with Colt Henderson stepping to the plate. Third walk of the game by Etheridge. That one bounced up there and gets by the catcher Wilson. And the runner takes a big turn at second, but he'll stay there. Henderson struck out looking both times at the plate. And now we'll get another visit to the mound by Cass pitching coach Kyle Clayton. We'll remind you again, you can follow the Colonels on social media, on Facebook, Cass High School Baseball, on Twitter at Cass Baseball, and the website is cassbaseball.net. Henderson steps back in there, and he'll see a 1-0 pitch from Brandon Etheridge. And it's a fastball at the knees. So the Cass junior pitcher working from the stretch comes set and bounced a curveball up there that gets by Wilson again. So Pluff has made his way all the way around to third now with nobody out. Dylan Williams, the first baseman, strolls in to have a chat with his pitcher. And a 2-1 pitch is due to Colt Henderson. And it's held high for ball 3. So now with the runner at third, Etheridge working from the wind And it's a line drive into right field that will drive in a run. So Henderson drives in Pluff. Gilmer's 5th run of the game. And that brings up the catcher, Forrest Bramlett. And we'll get some activity in the Colonel's bullpen. So that makes it 13-5, but nobody out in the inning. Breaking pitch from Etheridge, missed outside. Throw over to first. But Henderson's not going anywhere. Slides in safely. And now Etheridge looks in to get his sign. And it's a curveball called a strike at the knees. Another curveball that missed high. So Gilmer's cleanup hitter at the plate with a 2-1 count. And now it's gone to 3-1. So now Sam Ayers will come in and have a chat with Brandon Etheridge. Buying a little time to get their pitchers loose down in the bullpen. Etheridge having a little bit of a problem finding the strike zone here in the 5th. But there's a strike over the outside edge. So the count has gone full to the Bobcats catcher. And he got him to pop up. Brown circles underneath it, makes the catch for out number 1, all the way over behind first base, but still in fair territory. So there's out number 1. And that will bring up the first baseman now, Sawyer Thompson. He started the game in right field, now playing first. And the first pitch he sees is lined right back up the middle for a base hit. So now 6 hits, I believe, for the Bobcats. And we'll get another timeout as Wilson goes out to talk with Etheridge. And Coach Pluff will talk with Nathan Bradley, the designated hitter. So this game has slowed down considerably. Colonel's leading at 13-5 as Gilmer bats here in the top of the 5th. Etheridge working from the stretch, throws a curveball that's called a strike. Next pitch from Etheridge. Another curveball, but that one's called a ball. Bradley 0 for 2 in this one. Struck out looking both times. Etheridge has 9 strikeouts. And Bradley swings and misses the fastball. So a 1-2 pitch now is fouled straight back against the screen. So we'll try it again. Kyle Woodall, the left fielder, waits on deck. He retrieved the foul ball. Henderson leads from second, Thompson from first, and the pitch hit the batter Bradley on the top of the helmet. So the bases now will be loaded. Kyle Woodall will step in now with the bases loaded and 1 out in the inning. And they're trying to decide where Dylan Williams down at first is going to play, if he's going to play behind the runner or not, and it looks like he will. Etheridge working from the windup. Misses low with a fastball. The next one is tipped into the glove of the catcher, Wilson. To even the count at 1-1. Etheridge missed outside. So the base is full of Bobcats. 1 out in the inning, 2-1 count. Etheridge working from the windup. And Woodall swings and misses. That evens the count at 2-2. Gilmer has plated a run already here in the top of the 5th. They trail by 8. And there's a fastball over the outside corner for called strike 3 and Etheridge's 10th strikeout of the game. So that brings up Chad Watkins, who is now in there as the Bobcats pitcher. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball fouled straight back to the press box for strike number 1. Watkins looking for his first hit in the series. He's 0 for 7. Curveball stayed high. Next one, a swing and a miss. So the count's at 1-2. So we await a 1-2 delivery from Brandon Etheridge, and there it is for called strike 3. But Gilmer does get a run in the top of the 5th. They've cut the Cass lead to 13-5 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, 'cause they gon' judge me anyway.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
Back at the Cass High School Athletic Complex, where the Colonels are leading the Bobcats 13-5 as they come to the plate here in the 5th inning. The two teams split the first 2 games of this series, and Cass has taken an 8-run lead here into their half of the 5th. 13 runs on 10 hits. They've committed a couple of errors. Gilmer with 5 runs on 5 hits. They've committed 4 errors in this one. Chad Watkins, who came on in relief in the 3rd inning, will start the 5th inning on the mound. Sam Ayers will lead things off for the Colonels. He'll be followed by Chaz Wilson and Dylan Williams. Ayers singled to right field, struck out, and was intentionally walked. And the first pitch he sees is a little dribbler down toward third, foul. Ayers with 10 runs scored and 11 RBI on the season, having a good year at the plate. They say he did not swing. And the senior shortstop steps back in. And he popped up. He's popped up over there near first and fielded by Thompson for out number 1. So that will bring up the catcher, Chaz Wilson. Wilson singled, hit a sac fly, and walked. This is his 4th trip to the plate. And he takes a fastball over the inside corner for a strike. Next pitch is outside. So the count goes even at 1-1. And there's a curveball hit back to the pitcher. Bobbled briefly, but he throws him out. So 2 down now, and that brings up the first baseman, Dylan Williams. Dylan 2 for 3 in this one. He doubled to center, flied out in foul territory, and then singled to center. And the first pitch, he swings and misses. Two outs in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Cass leading Gilmer 13-5. Fastball missed low. So here's the 1-1 pitch from Watkins. And Dylan Williams hit it in the air out towards center. Henderson is there. And that will be out number 3. So we've played 5 complete innings from the Cass High Athletic Complex. And your Colonels lead Gilmer by a score of 13-5. We move to the 6th inning, and we'll get a new cast pitcher. It will be Chris Morton. He and Brandon Etheridge will just swap spots. Morton was in center field. Etheridge was on the mound. So now Morton, the sophomore southpaw, will come in to pitch here in the top of the 6th. Cass leading it 13-5. Looking for their 8th win of the year and their 2nd sub-region win. Both of these teams, since they split this week, are 1-1 in sub-region play. They trail, coming into this game, River Ridge in the standings by a half game. River Ridge was a 1-0 winner against Cedartown last night.
On the mound now for your Colonels, number 1, Chris Morton.
So Chris Morton takes over the pitching duties. His 6th appearance of the year. No wins or losses. He has 1 save and 1 save opportunity. 11 strikeouts and a 2.62 ERA. His first pitch is a ball, and the second one's outside for ball 2. Morton facing the number 9 hitter in the order, Dalton Stevens, and he's gone 3-0.
Hey, doing good, Simo. Come back with the strike right here, kid.
So these 3-game series, it extends both clubs pitching, and we'll see
Live right there. Live right there.
who can prevail. Fastball called a strike over the outside edge. So the left-hander winds and delivers, but he missed low for ball 4.
All right, hey, now you're feeling it.
So his first batter will walk, and that will bring up the top of the order, Marlon Hensley. Hensley 0 for 3 in this one. He has grounded out, reached on an error, and flied out in foul territory. First pitch missed inside.
Here you go. Hey, doing.
Morton working from the stretch. And again, he missed low. So Morton trying to find the strike zone.
Okay.
And there's one that missed low and away. So it's gone 3-0 now. So 8 pitches from Morton, 7 have been balls. And they say that one missed low as well, so 2 straight walks. And Gilmer has runners at first and second and nobody out here as they hit in the top of the 6th. So that brings up the number 2 hitter in the order and the second baseman, Tucker Pluff. Pluff struck out, singled, and walked. And he hits that one in the air out toward right. Bennett appears to be there, makes the catch, gets it in, throws all the way to third, and it's backed up over there by Morton. But it allows a runner to move up to second. So both runners advance on the fly out.
Chris, good job, buddy. Good job. Hey, good job, Fluff.
Now batting, number 25, Colt Henderson.
Hey, we're all right here, buddy. Come on now. Let's get the one to play. Don't worry about him running. Get the one to play.
One out in the inning now for Colt Henderson, who takes the ball low. Chris Morton on in relief of Brandon Etheridge, working here in the top of the sixth. And he throws a fastball right through there for a strike.
That's right, Steve-O. Let's go work. That's right, Steve-O. Let's do work right here. Do work.
Catcher Forrest Bramlett waits on deck. One out in the inning with runners at second and third. Next one bounced up there. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to the Bobcats center fielder. And there's a called strike at the knees.
Hey, doing good, Steve-O. Little adjustment. Come on, baby. Come on, keep shoving, one. Keep shoving.
Morton looks in for a sign.
Boom.
And that one's called low. So a full count now.
There it is.
And it's lined into left field, and that will score 2 runs. So, and then it's a bad decision there to throw to the plate, and they allow the runner to move into scoring position. That throw needs to go to second base. But it is a single into left field that scores both Stevens and Hensley. And then Henderson moved up to second on the throw to the plate. So now it's 13-7. And we'll get a visit to the mound by Coach Adam Williams. While he does that, we'll talk very briefly here about our upcoming schedule on Play On. With Calhoun in here on Monday, and then a series with Pickens coming up the following week. The students will be on spring break that week, but there are 3 baseball games. 2 of those we will carry here on Play On. So we're going to get a pitching change. We'll take care of that business, and when we come back, we'll let you know who the new pitcher is and the lineup changes for the Colonels.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
right, the new Cass pitcher will be Chris Hill. We'll take a look at his line. 4 1/3 innings pitched. This will be his 6th appearance of the season. No record. He's allowed 3 hits and 1 earned run, a couple of walks and 4 strikeouts with a 1.62 ERA in those 4 1/3 innings. He will face the cleanup hitter, Forrest Bramlett, with a runner at second and 1 out. And the first pitch from Hill is a strike at the knees. Bramlett is 0 for 2 in this one with a walk. Hill comes set, and it's a ground ball out toward Sam Ayers. He throws across to Dylan Williams for out number 2. So a good job of pitching there, gets the ground ball out. The runner does move up to third, but now 2 outs in the inning, and it brings up the first baseman, Sawyer Thompson. Thompson started in right field. He's now playing first. 13-7. Cass leading Gilmer here in the 6th inning. First pitch from Hill is a called strike over the inside edge. And it's a pop-up on the next pitch out toward Dylan Williams. He waits underneath, now drifts back, and makes the catch for out number 3. So Chris Hill does his job. He comes in and quickly retires the first 2 batters he sees to end the threat. But Gilmer does come up with a couple of runs, and the Colonels will come to bat in their half of the 6th inning, leading it 13-7.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
All right, we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Chad Watkins will remain in there on the mound for the Bobcats as the Colonels will send Sam Russell, Alex Yoslin, and Hunter Southern to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th, up by 6 runs. In Game 3 of a 3-game series with the Gilmer Bobcats. Long throw down to second by Forrest Bramlett. The Bobcats pass it around the horn and give it back to their pitcher Watkins as Sam Russell strolls to the plate. Russell 1 for 3, a single, a fly out, and a ground out. First pitch is a fastball strike. Bottom of the 6th inning, Cass Baseball presented by Mountain Dew. Colonels leading it 13-7 as they bat in their half of the 6th inning. Next pitch from Watkins sailed high. So the Colonels' designated hitter tonight steps back in for a 1-2 pitch. And he swings and misses. So 1 out brings up Alex Yoslin. Yoslin 1 for 2 in this one with a walk. Fouls the first one back against the netting. Next pitch is up and in under the chin. So the count is even at 1-1. Cass with 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 7 big runs in the third to lead it here 13-7. Ball misses inside. So a 2-1 pitch to the Colonel's left fielder is a fastball that missed high. Hunter Southern waits on deck. And Yoslin pops it up on the right side. It's in foul ground, and it's going to drop harmlessly for a foul ball. The first baseman, Thompson, either struggled with the lights or the wind and was several feet away from that one when it fell to the ground. So it's just a foul ball. And Yoslin gets another chance. But he takes a curveball over the inside corner for a strike at the knees, and he's called out on strikes. So 2 outs now for Hunter Southern.
Now batting for your Colonels, number 2, Hunter Southern.
Southern with a hit today in 3 trips. He's also grounded out a couple of times. Takes the ball low and away. And Watkins winds and delivers another fastball that missed low. 3 strikeouts now for Watkins. Southern hits it on the ground toward third. Long throw across, and he's retired for out number 3. So Cass will take the field here as we move to the top of the 7th. They're 3 outs away, leading it by 6 as we move to the final frame. Okay, we'll move to the 7th inning. Chris Hill will retake the mound for the Colonels here to try to wrap things up. Cass leading it 13-7 as we go to the final inning. We just got word that Woodland across town leading Lithia Springs 7-2 in the 7th inning over there. one of their region games. Throw down to second by Wilson.
One more, Wilson. One more, baby. Let's do this.
And we're ready to move to the top of the 7th. Gilmer will send Nathan Bradley, Woodall, that's Kyle Woodall, and Watkins to the plate here in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Hill misses outside. Hitter started to swing, but held up for ball 2. Bradley 0 for 2 in this one. Hill with that good sinking movement has Bradley to swing right over the top of that one for strike number 1. That one got away outside. So a 3-1 pitch now due to Nathan Bradley. And he missed high for ball 4. So the first walk issued by Hill. And it brings up Kyle Woodall. Woodall struck out looking his first trip. And the first pitch to Woodall is a strike over the outside corner. Hill comes set and delivers, and it's fouled off at the plate. So this series that was originally scheduled for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday was moved up to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because of some bad weather forecasted for this area. And that one bounced up there and went all the way to the screen underneath the feet of the hitter. So Bradley moves up to second. Chad Watkins waits on deck. Nobody out in the inning, and now a runner at second. And a 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 3. So Hill issued his first walk, but then picks up his first strikeout. And there's one away in the inning for number 9, Chad Watkins. That one missed low. So Watkins, who is 0 for 3 in this one, hitting in the number 8 spot, facing Colonel's pitcher, Chris Hill. Next pitch sails wide, and the count has gone to 2-0. Colonel's trying to close this one out, leading 13-7 in the top of the 7th. Next pitch from Hill, misses low. So a 3-0 pitch now due to his pitching counterpart, Chad Watkins. And that one's right down the middle for a called strike. And, of course, down by 6 runs, Watkins taking all the way there. At least he should be. But he digs back in to face a 3-1 pitch. That missed outside for ball 4. So now the Cass senior first baseman, Dylan Williams, will make his way into the mound and have a chat with the Colonel's relief pitcher. And Dalton Stevens, the third baseman, will step to the plate for the Bobcats. And he entered the series 0 for 6, but he's 2 for 2 tonight. First pitch bounces up there for ball 1. So now Wilson, the catcher, will go out and have a word with his pitcher. And there's activity again down in the Cass bullpen. Looks like it's Noah Sims up throwing. Sims worked the final 2 innings last night up in Ellijay. So 1 out in the inning. We're ready to go again, and Hill's pitch misses low. Bradley leads from second, Watkins from first. And here's the 2-0 pitch that again misses low. So now a 3-0 pitch is due to the freshman hitter for the Bobcats. And it's a called strike at the knees over the outside corner. So Gilmer trying to rally here in the final inning. And they've loaded the bases. And now Coach Adam Williams will make his way to the mound. And it looks like we may be getting another pitching change. And we will. So the new Colonel pitcher will be Noah Sims. We'll be back right after this.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, 'cause they gon' judge me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away.
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day. The new Cass pitcher will be Noah Sims.
Sims has 12 innings pitched on the year. This will be his 5th appearance. He does have a win and a loss. He's given up 20 hits in those 12 innings. 10 runs, 8 earned, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts. His ERA is at 4.67. And Coach Adam Williams goes to the junior pitcher here to try to wrap things up. Cats leading it 13-7, but Gilmer has loaded the bases. So the top of the order, and Hensley steps in there with the bases full of Bobcats. And the first pitch is a called strike. So the Colonel's not out of the woods yet. Curveball swung on and missed. May have been a changeup. So Sims is ahead quickly, 0-2. Takes his sign and comes set. And it's swung on and missed for strike 3. The bases are loaded, so the batter is out. First base occupied and less than 2 outs, so the batter is out on the strikeout. So Sims comes in and gets a strikeout for out number 2. And that'll bring up Tucker Pluff. But now 2 outs in the inning. Bases still loaded. And the first pitch from Sims is a changeup that swung on and missed. Pluff 1 for 3 in this one with an RBI. Digs back in. And the pitch from Sims is a called strike over the inside corner. So an 0-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed for out number 3, and the Colonels will win this one 13-7. So we'll take a break, and then we'll be back to wrap this one up right after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got anything from me, it's to find your thing and do you. Because we all know it's not what you do, it's how you do. And this is how we do.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up a bit away, up
Crack open a can of new Kickstart by Mountain Dew. The perfect mix of dew, real fruit juice, and just the right amount of kick. Kickstart your day.
All right, back at Cass High School, where the Colonels have held on to defeat the Gilmer Bobcats by a final score of 13-7. Brandon Etheridge will be the winning pitcher. Shane Dale the loser. Noah Sims, who came in there with the bases loaded and the tying run in the hole with one out, picks up a save as the Colonels move to 2-1 in 7 Quad A South. They improved to 8-5 on the year. And we'll have a week off from sub-region play next week, but we'll play Calhoun in a non-region contest on Monday. Their next sub-region 3-game series will be the following week when they host Pickens on a Tuesday and Friday and travel to Jasper to play at Pickens on the Thursday of that week. Cass students are on spring break that week, but they will be playing a 3-game series with the Pickens Dragons. Again, we thank you for joining us this evening for Cass Baseball, presented by our Pepsi distributor and our Mountain Dew products. We also want to thank our sponsors, Liberty Tax Service and WYXC Radio, as we give them one final notice there. Special thanks to all of those sponsors. And congratulations to the Colonels this evening, who win this one by a final score of 13-7. That'll wrap things up from here. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you again on Monday evening, a 5:40 pregame start, 5:55 first pitch, as Cass will take on Calhoun. Good evening, everyone.